Hello, and welcome back to another episode of From the Hip. I'm your host, Anthony Rodriguez. Preseason football has finally arrived, and along with that comes the football masses playing fantasy football. I'm sure some of you are wondering about your draft classes and however you decide to draft, whether you're one of those guys who you draft based off the rankings or you have your own little thing set up that you know who you're going to pick up, or even worse, if you're a person who auto drafts. And by the way, we hate you. Okay? We're here to help you guys out and tell you who you should pick up. So before I can do that, I got to introduce this crew. So let me get with these guys. Starting with, joining us from Twitch TV, I have Justin Rodriguez, Boogie_CTV. For all of y'all, please watch his channel. I got Mr. Freaky Man himself, Kory Thompson, in the house. And of course, my co-producer and fact checker himself, Tyler B, Papa Spank Daddy. Gentlemen, welcome.
What up?
Welcome.
I'm glad you guys are here with me today. So right away, guys, let's get right into it because the most important thing is you folk out there. Make sure you subscribe and hit your notification bell so that when we go live, because we're going to start going live as soon as the season starts. But as soon as we start putting out content, we want you guys to be able to know it's on so that you can watch the show. So with that, gentlemen, let's talk about this thing, man. Starting off first with last night, we got the final 10 of the NFL Top 100. I don't know if you guys got a chance to check them out, but I wanted to go over it. Let me see. So we got number 10 as Max Crosby. Okay. What were the other numbers, gentlemen? Hold on.
Number 9 is Travis Kelce. Number 8, TJ Watt. Number 7, Trent Williams. Number 6, Chris Jones. Number 5, Myles Garrett. Number 4, Patrick Mahomes. Number 3, Christian McCaffrey. Number 2, Lamar Jackson. And number 1, Tyreek Hill.
Oh, boy. Crazy. I mean, well, the entire 100's been crazy. The entire 100's been filled with shocking. I mean, right from the first episode, they had Aaron Rodgers like at number 94.
He didn't even play last season.
He's number 92, baby.
Season.
4 minutes.
94 years old.
It's all based off of last season.
For those of you who don't know, this list is compiled from the votes from the NFL players in the league. So they vote from one another. And Patrick Mahomes has been number 1 for the past couple years, if I'm not mistaken. And all he did was win a Super Bowl last year. And he fell to number 4. That was just for last night. Last night was the finale. But the top 10 was shocking. I mean, it wasn't shocking as to who was in it. I don't think anybody was surprised. It was where they were.
Top 10.
Well, he's a good player.
He is.
So the guys who got left off, one guy sticks out to me, DJ Moore. Fantastic wide receiver. Not even in the top 100? Anywhere in there? Not 99? Nothing? Just completely snubbed? Snubbed? Not even in the top 100? I mean, well, that leads me to a question I got for you guys. Did they get it right? Let me start with you, Kory.
I mean, it's player-based. That's what it's player-based. I still don't know how Aaron Rodgers makes the list. He didn't even play last season, and it's supposed to go off last season. I think the Patrick Mahomes snub is a little bit of not making number 1 is more of a hate. You know, if Jamar Chase was out there talking about, I ain't going to say his name and this and that. So I don't think they got it right, but like I said, it's player-based. So you got a lot of guys who are friends in the league.
I mean, I look at it as like they being genuine or they being like, it's a popularity contest.
It's a popularity contest.
Basically.
You know
You put in the hands of the people, like the actual players themselves. I mean, these are guys who've been playing with each other. They've played against each other. They're friends. There's plenty of people who've known each other for a long time and stuff like that. And I agree with Kory. Patrick Mahomes not being number one. Because I mean, think about 1 and 2. I'm not saying they don't deserve to be in this list. You know, Tyreek Hill, Lamar Jackson, phenomenal players, weren't even in the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah.
But somehow the two people who did compete in the Super Bowl are 3rd and 4th.
And then you have a situation where on last week's, in that 20 through, or rather, what is it? Number 20 through 11, I noticed, and yeah, I'm kind of biased, but Dak was behind Jalen Hurts.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing? You had a guy who almost won the MVP last year. Jalen Hurts in front of him? Come on. What are we talking about here?
It's a lot of recency bias. It's a lot of guys, like I said, it's friendship, it's recency, it's people went against each other. You got friendships, you got things that they maybe have done one good play that they remember, and they're going to put them higher than other people, stuff like that.
Tyreek almost broke 2,000 last year. So
I ain't saying he doesn't deserve a top.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I agree. I believe he should be number one, but you know what I'm saying? Just for for example, Mahomes being below McCaffrey is I think a problem. I look at Lamar being below Lamar, even though Lamar had a great year last year. So
he won MVP.
MVP.
I mean, no one's trying to trash Lamar. Lamar, whether or not you believe he should have been the top quarterback or the second top quarterback, either way, they are amongst the top two. And I don't think you can take that away from him.
Yeah, McCaffrey put up 1,000 rushing yards and 1,000 receiving yards, and monster touchdown numbers. I mean, let's say like the first four guys are interchangeable.
Mm-hmm.
As far as you want to say, the first 4 guys are interchangeable.
Yeah, I just want to shout out all the big boys out there. You know what I'm saying? 6 of us made the top 10. Appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? Keep up the good work out there.
I mean, nobody's mad at Trent Williams. Obviously, he showed what he was worth last year.
I mean, who's the next one on there?
I mean,
Chris
if you got 100 players, you can go in there.
Yeah.
I mean, you got
Myles Garrett.
All right, Myles Garrett deserves it too because he won defensive player. So the first top 4 interchangeable. Myles Garrett deserves to be number 5, but there should be somebody else in here in the top 10, and that's easily CeeDee Lamb because he was on Tyreek Hill's heels last season.
Yeah, he fell all the way to 13.
Yeah.
Highest.
I wasn't mad about the 13.
Tyreek's the highest.
I mean,
second highest wide receiver.
Yeah, I wasn't mad about the 13 when it came out.
Yeah, I mean, T.J. Watt, Max Crosby, but they've been doing it for a while. I can see that. Trent, of course, but the Chris Jones and Travis Kelce, I don't really see either of those being in the top 10, my opinion.
Yeah.
Top 100, yes. Top 10, questionable.
Yeah. You know, and there's a lot of players who way down, like Brandon Ayuk, way down. I think he's in the 60s, like 65, 66, something like that's ridiculous.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence at 94. Sorry, Mo.
Yeah.
I promised Mo I'd be nice to Trevor.
He's actually behind Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers played 4 plays.
That's disrespectful.
You know what I mean?
Aaron Rodgers. I'm a fan of Aaron Rodgers because of Green Bay and everything.
Me too, and I think he's going to have a fantastic year this year.
If we're basing it off last year and somehow Aaron Rodgers' 4 minutes of play time is better than the whole season
of Trevor Lawrence, 4 minutes, it's 4 plays.
It's so disrespectful. It's so mind-boggling disrespectful.
But you know who he's really behind? C.J. Stroud, baby.
Mo, you're here in spirit, and we love you.
Made 20.
Mm-hmm.
If you've noticed, we are missing one of our cast members. Mo had something to take care of this weekend, so he's excused from this episode. He's here in spirit. He's here in spirit, and last week he got really upset with us. I think next week he's going to be even more upset with, especially me. But we'll get into that later. But
he's upset with y'all, except me and Justin. Get that correct, right?
No.
You guys.
I think he's going to be even more upset with me by next week. Trust and believe. Anyway, this week again, we also saw something that happened in New York during practice. Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson, amongst other players, have been joining back and forth and going through it, and it got real heated. And when questioned about it later on down the line, a lot of the team noticed it. And when questioned about it later on, they made light of the situation. I mean, you could see them laughing after the plays were over. So, do I think that they're really fighting? No. I think it's just heated shit that happens in between of players. Okay, we've all been a part of these teams, and we've all played with one another on, and shit gets hot. You move forward, okay? But I wanted to talk about that because here's the thing. I have a viewpoint of it. Being a New Yorker, growing up in New York and rooting for the Jets, rooting for the Giants and the Jets for that matter, right? I've never seen this in the Jet organization, and that's what I wanted to talk about. This is great for the Jets in the sense that they finally have a leader. It's something that they've lacked for a long, long time. The reason that Aaron Rodgers got upset in the first place was because he noticed the sloppy play. And he knows that's not how you win. He's been a part of many winning franchise teams. He said, no, this is not right. So he got upset and he let them all have it. And I think this is what they need as far as a team to change the culture with the Jet organization. I mean, I grew up with these terrible teams, and I remember somebody holding up a sign that said, just end the suffering. This is just what we dealt with growing up. So I'm happy that they're being held to a higher standard. And that's what I'm happy that's happening in New York. I just hope we can keep them playing for more than 4 plays this year. Guys, any takes on this? Kory, I know you always got something for me. Come on now.
I love it.
Yeah, I saw them laughing.
See, that's the important thing because it's passion. At the end of it, you got someone who's, Aaron Rodgers. He loves football, bleeds it. That's his life. Most like all the other players. He saw something, didn't like it. They argued about it. That's what teammates do. Aaron says, you screwed this up. He says, no, I was trying to do this. You did something wrong. Then it's essentially 2 point of views. Then they come together with the agreement on what they can do better, and then they're laughing and joking after it. That's what you have to do. There's no problem with getting heated in an argument as long as you're not insulting, calling them stupid or whatever. You just go, what the hell are you doing? Because you're upset. Then when both sides explain themselves, that's how you build a winning environment because you're both passionate. You're both then coming to a consensus. Then you're laughing it off because you both understand there's no hate between each other. So at the end of it is that we both thought we did something right. Clearly, we disagreed with each other. We talked about it. Now we move forward, and it's only going to be more of an improvement after that.
Yeah, I think we talked about how last year this was Aaron Rodgers' franchise. Like he was making decisions behind the scenes and everything like that. And I think now we're seeing why. You know what I'm saying? He's just showing the vet in him, the age, the wiseness that he has, and everything like that. To the young players like Garrett Wilson, to the young players like all his receiver core, to the coaching staff. Like he's a winning quarterback, a Super Bowl winning quarterback, multiple MVP winning quarterback. This is a quarterback who is very successful, who will be a first ballot Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? Like he has the accolades and he has the right to basically let his nuts drag. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say that because he has the full right to do that. He's done this, he's been here, they have it. So obviously he knows the recipe. Just listen to the chef, man. Let him cook. You know what I'm saying? Let him do what he gotta do. And I think that you're gonna go back and forth with the chef once in a while. But I think Garrett Wilson came to realization like, let me listen to my leader. Let me fold. Even Aaron Rodgers, because Aaron Rodgers could just play the role like, man, I don't gotta listen to you. You young kid. You don't know what you're talking about. But Aaron Rodgers takes what he's saying in consideration. All right, you want to play like that? We could play like that. Let me adjust though, but you got to communicate that to me. You know what I'm saying? So as long as they stay on the same page, this Jets team looking like, you know what I'm saying, better than ever, man.
I mean, if you remember his last season in Green Bay, there was that viral clip where he yelling at his line. You know, he's telling him, hike the effing ball, you know, and you can hear it right there live. It's not the same energy. It's not that compared to what it is here. This is just, hey man, we need to get on the same page. Look, if I see this, I need you to do this. That's all it is. That's all it is that's going on. It's healthy football for the Jets organization.
Excellent. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Into our what it feels like our weekly discussion of the Dallas Cowboys.
Why he look like he got a perm?
Because that's Trayvon Diggs, man. Watch your mouth.
Damn.
Right? So Trayvon Diggs is back finally after a year spent on the IR. He is back in practice playing. This team lacked his presence from last year, but we had a great player step up in Bland, who had 9 interceptions last year for the Cowboys. Diggs is back. And with Diggs back, how do you guys feel that this is going to affect this team? Does Bland go back? Does he go backwards? Or does this team end up having one of the best secondaries in football with both of them playing? Tyler, how do you feel about that?
Repeat the question. I was looking something up.
Sorry, Bland is back, and without him last year, I'm sorry, Diggs is back. Without him last year, Bland had a career year. Okay. Now that Diggs is back, do you feel that the Cowboys might have the best secondary in football, or is Bland going to fall back and not be as good as he was last year?
I think if they're smart, they're going to want him to stay. He's going to keep playing the way they are. Like, he's going to have to keep this momentum up and not worry about Diggs. Just see Diggs as you and me. We got this. To me, it's one of those things where him coming back, some players can be nervous. It can be one of those things where I'm highlighted. I'm the star now. No, star who's injured comes back. You want to stay the star. So I think for him, it's going to be one of those things where he has to not keep that mentality of, am I going to play worse or is he going to outshow me? Just go, we're going to be together. And as long as he keeps that same mentality, I think they will be the best secondary. I think as long as he keeps his head on straight and not worry about Diggs potentially overshining him and then taking that spotlight from him.
Where's Gilmore?
Yeah, Gilmore didn't resign Gilmore.
Yeah, they still got Gilmore. I mean,
no, I don't think they re-signed him.
No,
yeah, okay, they don't have him. So
Gilmore's gone. So
that's why I asked, where's Gilmore? Trayvon Diggs he just needs to stop giving up big plays. He gave up a lot. That year he had his rookie year, he was getting interceptions, but he did give up a lot of big plays too. So if he tightens that,
he trying to jump the route.
He was, but he was getting burnt on a lot of them too.
Yeah, that's the thing. You take that
high risk
route like that, get itchy, man. You get that high. You know what I'm saying? He trying to make plays. He trying to make a name for himself. So, and that's what it is. Like, sometimes you get burnt. Sometimes you play veteran quarterbacks who's like, all right, you gonna jump. I know you gonna jump. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna you gonna jump, stupid, over top. That's how it's going.
Yeah, he says he's a free agent.
So if they do that, they have one of the best secondaries in the league.
Discipline, man. Discipline. That's all they need.
Okay. Well, from one free agent talk to another right now, because we're getting this weekly update on the Dak and CeeDee contract negotiations.
That's exactly what I was actually looking up.
Last week, while we were recording the last episode, found out that both Dak and CeeDee were offered contracts. Neither one of them accepted. So obviously the money isn't right. Last I heard, CeeDee was offered anywhere about 33 to 34 mil. And at this point, he's holding out for being the top paid guy. Okay, that's what he's really holding out, because he feels, and I don't see why he wouldn't feel this way, that he's better than Justin Jefferson. So why can't I get that Justin money? Is he wrong? Is he holding out for too much? What are we doing here?
Bro, what world are we living in that we are paying receivers $40 million a year, bro?
Getting close to it. We're getting real close to it.
What world are we living in, bro?
We're living in a world where we, as regular folk, we're not going to be able to afford to go to a game because the ticket's going to be out of control soon. I mean, they're already out of control. But we're getting to a point now where in order to pay these folk, this money's going to get crazy. TV money's going to get crazy. Everything's going to get crazy.
God damn.
Okay. But it's all about the market. That's what we spoke about last week. Okay. It's when you have, it's not necessarily what he's really worth, but it's what he's worth comparative to his peers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's why he's going to get that money, whether it's with the Cowboys or not. He's going to get that money. Dak, we're talking about him being the first $60 million per season quarterback. He's going to get that money, whether it's with the Cowboys. And Justin said it last week. You know, he's going to get it.
Dak's agent recently said as well that it believes an extension is coming. The talks between them, an extension is going to come between. Looks like Dak's going to get extended.
You can't sign both of them.
Excuse me.
It's not going to happen, bro.
Why not?
Because you're going to make too many cuts other where, you know what I'm saying? Other places.
Bye, Micah.
You're not gonna be able to keep the big three. You're gonna lose somebody. So it's just a matter of who.
I'm good with losing Micah. I know I'm on the minorities here, you know, with that, but I'm good with it. He vanishes too much when I need him. I'm sorry to say it. You know, he doesn't make true impact to me. So I'm good with replacing him with a bunch of young. Trade him now. Where you can get the most from him.
I kind of agree with you, man. Because if I'm looking at it from like Jerry Jones's standpoint, man, offense sell tickets, man.
Mm-hmm.
Defense don't sell tickets. Offense sell tickets. So
let me ask you a question, Kory, because I loved your point when I spoke to you about this at work. CeeDee and Dak, if you wanted to keep them, you could have saved a lot of money by re-signing them last year.
Mm-hmm.
Why not wrap that shit? I mean, like, it's like the Micah thing right now. You can lock up Micah today for less than what you're going to be able to lock up Micah for in a year and a half from now.
The difference is Micah wants some crazy astronomical number.
He wants to be the highest non-quarterback in the game.
With CeeDee and Dak, it was a little bit different. You knew they were coming into the final year, and you know what you have with Dak. If you're getting these 12 wins, and you know what you have with CeeDee. Me personally, I would have paid them both at the start of this year. You pay them now, you pay less. Now, now that you waited for the year to end because you want to let's see again, because last time you wanted to let's see with Dak, and you ended up having to give him a lot of money instead of where you could have locked him up for a lot less. You're shooting yourself in the foot. History repeats itself right there. You did it before, you screwed yourself. You're doing it again, you're screwing yourself again.
Again.
That's it. You should have just took it when you had the chance and just shut up.
I'm going to ask you guys a question because I heard a take, and it's definitely a take. It's definitely a take. Someone said to me that Jerry Jones, he's different, and he's been very different. He's shown that, but that he's different in the sense that he looks at the Cowboys individually as the elite, the premier, and he wants to be thought as elite and premier, not the same as everybody else. Though similar to the way that people actually look at Mahomes and the Chiefs, that's how he feels about the Cowboys. Is it out of bounds to think that he's doing this on purpose? That's the take that I heard, that he's doing this on purpose because he's like, let everybody settle so that I can give CeeDee that money so that he's the highest paid wide receiver, so that I can give Dak that $60 million. But let me make sure that I don't set the bar for Trevor Lawrence to get his. So when he got his 55, good, you're at 55 there. So when Jordan Love gets his 55, good, you're done. Okay, now that you guys are done, everybody's happy. Here, Dak, here's 60. Here's 62. Happily giving him that money. but wait until everybody's done. That's the take that I heard, because Jerry Jones wants the Cowboys to be thought as elite. Do any of you agree with this at all?
No.
Justin, come on, give me
No,
some.
no, not at all, bro. I don't look at it from like, I look at it as like a management standpoint, owner standpoint, money standpoint. You gonna get someone cheaper, you gonna get them cheaper, bro. You're not gonna just, you don't like a player that much. Players come and go. Jerry Jones has been through multiple quarterbacks, multiple players. It's not, he has no problem doing it, bro.
Has he really though? Because you think about, since he took over this team, how many franchise quarterbacks have been there? He's been with Troy Aikman. He had Tony Romo, and now Dak. In what, the 30-something years that he's owned this team? I mean, a quarterback may be there for a season or two, but I'm talking about franchise quarterbacks. I'm talking about guys he's giving money to.
Yeah, but I don't think, look at the playoff success between all of them. You know what I'm saying? He never had to pay a quarterback this much money for no success. The difference between the three, there's no, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know about Troy Aikman.
We got 2 rings.
Yeah, he got
Troy
2
Aikman
rings.
had,
But I know Romo don't got nothing.
Romo was a playoff bust.
Yeah, and I know Dak don't got nothing. You know, Dak barely get playoff wins now.
He's a playoff bust.
Why if you didn't pay Aikman that money, obviously the market is different from back then.
Oh,
but
come on, that was
25
years ago.
I'm just, what I'm saying is that
you got to equate it to the time period.
Winning quarterback that money, why pay a quarterback who hasn't won a Super Bowl, who hasn't? Yeah, you selling tickets because of your name. You're selling tickets because of where you're playing at, because of your market, because of your fan base. Not selling tickets because of quarterback. I'm saying your quarterback is winning you the regular season games, like we say, regular season demon. Come to playoff time, you're not. Come January, you're not playing no more. You know what I'm saying? Like,
all right, but I got a great question for you, and I'd love to throw it at Mo, and I wished he was here for this question. I was saving this question for him. What's the alternative for Dallas? If you don't give Dak his money now and he leaves at the end of the season, which he is absolutely within his rights to do, you can't franchise tag him. You can't do shit. He can walk away from this team at the end of the season. What's the alternative? What's plan B?
What are the expiring contracts?
Trey Lance.
Trey Lance is your plan B?
Trey Lance is plan B.
You really think that's a viable plan B?
No, but like, listen, what I'm saying is that Trey Lance didn't have a suitable opportunity in San Francisco. He got hurt, and Brock Purdy took over, and Brock Purdy was a star. You know what I'm saying? So what do? You leave the star in position. Dallas made a trade for Trey Lance during the trade deadline last year. They did it for a reason. They didn't need him. They had Cooper Rush, who took over when Dak went down or Dak was out, and did phenomenal. Why go get Trey Lance if you're not playing for the future?
So, just bringing up a little bit in the past, just a little bit about Troy Aikman. His contract with the Cowboys was $44 million. That was in 93 to 2000. I just did the inflation correct, like inflation for today's money. He would be making $95 million. So Troy Aikman was getting paid back in 93 to 2000. So he technically is getting paid. He got paid more than what Prescott's getting paid based off of inflation.
Wait, you said you'd be making $95 million?
Yeah.
Is that 95 per season or for the whole length of that contract?
The whole length of the contract was $44 million.
Because quarterbacks are making $200 million now.
Or like 55, yeah.
So.
Oh, okay.
So it just,
you're right.
you gotta go off of what the pay was then. You know what the highest pay was then.
Yeah, which I think he was amongst the highest paid.
That's how you got to look at it. Was he in the top like 1, 2, or 3 in pay for quarterbacks?
Probably was top 3. He was a 2-time Super Bowl winner. I think one of those he was the Super Bowl MVP. Like Troy Aikman was the man back then. You know, and Troy Aikman was very similar to a current situation with like a Brock Purdy. As great as Brock Purdy, because I know that Kory loves Brock Purdy, right? With that being said, he gets a lot of flack because he has a great team around him. So did Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman had a phenomenal team around him. But without him, they don't win either. So that's a good, that's a good person to point to when you're talking about Purdy. I'm just pointing that out. That's for future fights, Kory.
I guess the one thing that confuses me about Jerry Jones, and I agree what Justin says about being a businessman and everything, and a manager and stuff. But like we're all saying before, why did he not sign them last year when he could have saved the dollar? Was he not? Is he not anticipating these players to make $55 million a year? Is he not like seeing that ahead of time? Because
No.
and if he's not, I mean, if he's not seeing it or not predicting it, I mean, to me, it's one of those things you have to kind of follow. You got to follow the trends. You have to see where what other teams are paying and all the other stuff, and you can find that
see where it's
you
going.
can see it's going up. So if he was this businessman and watching his money and stuff, he would go, "Oh, I know next year maybe not these specific players, but I know that the money's going to keep creeping up. 55 million is going to be this. Why wait till the last minute to drop that big of a bag when he could have saved it?"
Mm-hmm.
That's the real question. If he's
At
a businessman, he fumbled it in this aspect. If he didn't see it coming.
At some point, we got to start thinking, how good of a businessman is he really? He hasn't built a real winning franchise, and when I say winning franchise, I'm talking about going deep into the playoffs because they win every year. They win every year. But
based
I'm talking
off the
about
regular seasons, you'd think they would win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, by now, but it's been 30 years since the last time they won, and we're getting to a point now where he's not getting it, and his decision making is starting to become in question.
And 96 was the last time they won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, so we're almost at 30 years now. So at this point, we got to start thinking, is it his decision making or like it's not working out? Okay. Well, from two guys who are having a hard time getting their contract to one who's had a really easy time getting his contract, and I'm happy about this. DJ Moore signed his contract extension, and he didn't really even have to fight for it. They gave him his money really quick. I wanted to get with y'all about this because let me bring it up on. Here we go. So DJ Moore got a 4-year, $110 million contract extension, the largest in Chicago franchise history. So, and here's the thing. Chicago's been known for doing the Jerry Jones way of business and waiting for the very last minute to try to re-sign players, and it hasn't really worked. Okay. But I have to commend Chicago's been doing their thing right now, because they've been building and building and building and planning for this current situation. They got their players in line. I think it didn't matter who they drafted as far as quarterback. They would have been plug and play because they were setting this up for this team to be the best possible situation for whatever quarterback they brought in here. And I have to kind of give it up to their GM. Okay, who's done his absolute thing. Okay. Hey, you can say what you want, but you tell me that they don't have on paper a very good offense.
I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying that they'd make one right decision, and we're praising the hell out of them when they've made 9 wrong one behind it.
Well, they made several right decisions right now. And I think your statement's wrong on that one, and as far as it was for any quarterback. They weren't lining this up. Caleb Williams said he didn't want to go to Chicago at first. He did say that. So I think they had to go and make these moves to entice him to come, because he could have did that whole Eli Manning thing where Eli Manning said he didn't want to go to San Diego.
Yeah, and I remember that.
They made the change.
That's how he ended up with the Giants.
Yeah, with Phillip Rivers and so forth. So I think they were trying to entice Caleb, like, okay, look, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. We got you this, we got you that. But I do say that this extension for DJ Moore was a smart move, because he's going to be cheaper than Keenan Allen, who is going to be a free agent after this season.
I mean, the guy he didn't do much last year. He just did 96 receptions, 1,400 yards.
1,364 yards, get it right.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't do much. He didn't do much of worth talking about. So let's lock him up without having to let him even test.
It was a smart move.
Yeah, that's a fantastic move. And they're setting it up so that Caleb has weapons right from jump. They're setting him up. I mean, like, if Caleb stumbles out of the box. It won't be because they didn't give him a team worth doing something with. It'll
This
be
is
on
just
him.
giving more ammunition for Moe to trash Caleb Williams. That's
I'm
100%
just saying. I
what's
don't.
happening. We're all agreeing that Chicago's, like you said, I agree that Chicago is trying to make Caleb as comfortable as possible to be with this team. They're trying to get all the firepower he's going to need. But if the Bears just shit the bed, Moe is going to light this up because now we're presenting the whole. There's no excuse. Caleb Williams has to show up. If he doesn't,
Well, he does. He does, though. They
he's
gave
fucked.
him, So that leads me to my next thing, right? The Hall of Fame game was played 2 days ago, Thursday night, and what did we really get? We got a shortened game, shortened because of weather. C.J. Stroud did not play. Caleb did not play. DJ Moore did not play. None of your real stars. Rome Odunze didn't play. Nobody played of any matter except
It was a scrimmage.
Except for the running back Khalil Herbert. And he got 4 carries. But you know what I saw in those 4 carries? I saw Khalil Herbert run for 4 carries for, 35 yards? Okay, with a long of 19. He had an average of like 8 yards per carry, something along those lines. And I got a little hype. Thinking about him. I said, this guy, Caleb's got a lot of weapons. Oh, here you go with this guy. Okay, this team's got weapons, man. Herbert is a damn good running back. He's got targets to throw to. He's got Cole Kmet to throw to. He's got Rome Odunze. He's got DJ Moore.
Keenan Allen. DeAndre Swift, who they went and got.
I mean, bro.
Yeah, Herbert, 4 carries, 35 yards.
Okay, bro. That's all I'm saying is, bro. We got a little squad happening up here, man. Okay, so this. Do any of you think that is a real possibility? I know this is great for you, Tyler, but as you being a Packer fan, are you getting a little worried about the Bears?
Fuck no, I ain't getting worried about the Bears. I've been worried about the Bears in like 15 years. I couldn't give a fuck about the Bears.
Week 11.
Even at the lowest of the Packers, when Aaron Rodgers was at his lowest, they're still beating the Bears. I'm not worried about the Bears.
All right, well, week 11. Packers play the Bears. I almost want to clip this and bring it back for the recap show of week 11.
Fucking clip it.
Okay,
I ain't fucking worried about the Bears.
Because if they take the Packers out, what are you going to say then?
It's a fluke.
I'm just saying. We're gonna have to wait. We're gonna have to wait. It's week 11.
We're gonna have to wait to see what happens. Because we also can't see in the future. It's week 11. God forbid, injuries can happen. So we don't 100% know what could happen. If you're saying 100% versus 100%, we could talk then. So we have to figure out what happens. But clip it, baby. I ain't fucking worried about the Bears. Go, Pack, go.
All right. Well, finally, breaking news, guys. Came out just a little while ago. Tyreek Hill not only was announced as top 100, number 1 on the top 100, but Tyreek also got a new contract. It was announced about an hour ago. Tyreek Hill just signed a 3-year, $90 million contract with $65 million of that contract guaranteed. Here comes the money. We dropped the money on that boy. So he's having a very, 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 very good day. Justin, you were just saying, what are we doing when we're paying wide receivers $40 million? Well, here's a guy making 30. Tyreek took a little bit less money.
30 million. $30 million for a receiver who almost broke 2,000 last year, who can go get you, who is your playmaker. That is a different story. You know what I'm saying? Where I look at it like 30 million is okay. We said that CeeDee was holding out for almost 40.
Yeah, 35, 36.
You gotta relax. You know what I'm saying? Like the best receiver in the game right now just got paid $30 million.
Well, I think what he was seeking, because he was already at $30 million. I think he just wanted a better contract for guaranteed money.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? If he's willing to settle for that, why the fuck do you think you deserve 40? You know what I'm saying? And I understand, you go route runner, but I can go get another motherfucker out of college, younger, faster, stronger, bigger,
on a rookie contract.
And we'll do the same amount of production you do, if not a little less, but I will be paying him $40 million a year. You know what I'm saying? I look at it as from a manager standpoint, from a business standpoint. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to get paid. Obviously, I go into my job every day, tell them they should pay me more money every single day, but that's not doesn't mean I just think I'm above everybody else. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna always take what I can, but you holding out for 40 million, you're gonna be a free agent, Papa. You know what I'm saying? If someone's gonna give you it, but you're gonna go to a team who you're not gonna see no success. It's gonna be a team that got the 40 million cap space to pay you. That's gonna be a team with no success. You're gonna be sitting there going home every January, going to Cancun.
Does this lock up the Dolphins for the next few years and thinking that they'll probably be one of the favorites over the next couple seasons with Hill and Tua playing together?
Slow down on
Tua needs to get his act together. Like I said, a receiver cannot throw himself the ball. Tua needs to get himself together. We just had an episode where we talked about Tua being mediocre.
Yeah.
This is where I'm talking about where you need a quarterback in order to win games. You need a quarterback who needs to be able to make a throw, make a decision, and stand behind it. You know what I'm saying? Not make a dumb decision. You know what I'm saying? That's why the same teams go to the playoffs every year. Same teams get into the same conference. We've seen the same conference game. You know what I'm saying? The same NFC Championship, AFC Championship the last couple of years. It's been the same team. It's quarterback play, bro. You know what I'm saying? You need a general behind that line, bro. You have a mediocre quarterback, you're gonna have a mediocre season.
Well, I got you. But Kory, is this the synergy of having the right quarterback with the right wide receiver, in the sense that you just gave Tua his money, but we said that it made no sense giving him his money because it was contingent on how good his wide receiver is? Well, okay, we're going to lock the wide receiver up too. Put them on the same contract. Now they're out there for the next 3 seasons together. And this quarterback can definitely throw the ball to Tyreek. They connected for almost 1,800 yards last year.
Who can't throw the ball to Tyreek? You can't underthrow him.
They're already here, though. They are already here. He caught for almost 1,800 yards.
I don't know about them.
What I'm saying is, does this lock this team up as one of the favorites to come out of at least the East?
To make the playoffs?
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Does this make them as one of the favorites?
Playoffs. They can make a wild card. It's going to be hard for them because they can't beat any teams that are over 500. And they're going to be facing those kinds of teams throughout the season. But they can make the playoffs. They're going to be a wild card, and that's it. Like, I mean, the whole reason Tyreek got money was because he felt some sort of way that Waddle got paid and was making a little bit more than him. So he wanted a little bit more. That's all that happened there. But as far as with Tua, they can make the playoffs, but they're not going to do anything because once you're in the playoffs, you're playing powerhouse teams that are hungry, teams that are 500 and above. So they're not going anywhere. You saw it. Who did they play in the first round? Was it the Steelers?
Wasn't it the Bills?
Or was it the Bills they played in the first round?
I thought it was the Bills, and I thought the Bills beat them in the first round.
You're muted, Justin.
You are muted, Justin.
You talking about Miami? I think did Miami play KC first round?
Could have been. I mean, no, because
played the Bills.
They played the Bills.
Yeah, I thought it was the Bills.
Yeah,
lost by 3. It was a wild card round, and they lost 31-34.
Mm-hmm. And that's what happens. And then the first time they played the Bills that season, they got smacked. So
say it again. Got smacked.
Jeez.
All right.
Yeah, the Dolphins only had one good quarter in that matchup as well. Second quarter, they got 17 points. Other than that, one touchdown.
Having all that firepower, you can't win. You can't beat a good team, a quality team. You ain't shit.
Facts. All right. Well, to the topic of the day, guys, fantasy picks. Okay. Let's get on to it. Now, the good thing is Mo did send me his list prior to the show. Okay, Mo's covering running backs. Okay, but we'll get to him in a minute because I don't think we should start with running backs. I figured we'll start with the lesser positions. Okay, so I'm gonna go right away with myself. I'll start first. I usually don't start first, but I'll start first because I was covering defenses, guys. Right. So, as far as the defense, let's talk about who we probably should start. And we're going to go right ahead into my defensive picks.
What is this? I think you roasted yourself.
Oh, yeah, but don't worry. Yours is coming too, man. I do the graphics for these shows. Trust me, I know what's coming.
Oh, fuck. Mine's going to be so bad. God damn it.
So my defensive picks, guys, just so you guys know what we're talking about. So number 5, because we're going to go in reverse order, guys. Okay, the top 5 picks. Okay, the top 5 teams that you should pick. Number 5, Detroit Lions. Okay, Detroit Lions have made some good improvements onto this team, but primarily on that line. And it's more not necessarily what they're bringing onto the team, but the fact that they've had these young players that are aging up a little bit. They were a great team last year. They're only going to be a better team this year. And then this year, I'm looking for Aiden Hutchinson to finally break out and be one of the top rushers in the league. Okay, so that's my number 5. At number 4, San Francisco 49ers. They had a great defense last year. Nothing's going to change. The only real change of this team is that we got a better defensive coordinator, buddy. Okay, this team will be a better defense than they were last year, and they were a top defense last season. Okay, at number 3, the Dallas Cowboys. With the return of Diggs, this secondary is going to be tremendous. Okay, Bland had 9 interceptions last year, and that was without Diggs. With Diggs back, you're not going to be able to throw out there. But if you do throw, expect plenty of interceptions, which is going to get you more fantasy points. Okay, I don't think you're going to see the sacks. I think that's what's going to hurt you, but they do hold teams down. They keep points close. And they have a favorable schedule this year. So I expect them to be a very good defense to go forward. At number 2, the New York Jets. They do have a good sack defense. So I think they will be stopping teams and slowing them down throughout the entire team. They will put up some serious fantasy points. So if the Jets are available to you when you are looking for a defense, grab them quick. And at number 1, guys, my number one offense that is worth grabbing up, the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens are solid all the way around. Now, don't get me wrong. They've always been a top-tier defense. And there's other teams that are top-tier defenses. But I'm talking about defenses that put up fantasy points. There's a huge difference. I've seen teams put up a lot of fantasy points, but lose the game. Okay. Baltimore puts up fantasy points. They get their sacks. They get their interceptions. They hold teams below a certain level. This is definitely a team that you're going to want to grab up when you can. So, gentlemen, y'all got anything about my defense? You guys want to throw one in there that you thought I left off? Talk to me now. Forever hold your peace.
No, I feel like you hit the list right on the money. Like you said, fantasy defense compared to actual defense is completely two
different things.
So
two different things.
If you talk about fantasy wise, you hit it right on the money.
By the way, I didn't notice, but Kory has a damn Raiders hat on. Oh my God. Mm-hmm. I didn't, dog. I saw the black. I immediately assumed it was a Ravens hat.
Got that Darren Waller.
Yeah.
Darren okay. Waller. I'm just saying. I didn't
you
peep it. I didn't peep it.
We're an hour in, right?
Yeah, I know. It shows you how much I really pay attention to Kory.
Clearly.
All right, fellas. Next position, tight end. I got Mr. Tyler got to come in and talk to me about tight ends. I'm saving the other skilled positions for last because those are the ones that everybody's going to seek at the very top of your draft. But Tyler and I, we covered the defense and tight end. So Tyler, are you ready to tell me about your top 5 tight ends to draft?
Yeah, I'm ready. I really didn't specifically have a 1 through 5, like not in order, but I just picked the top 5.
Okay.
So.
Well, I ran yours in reverse order as well as your list that you sent me.
Yeah,
so,
I sent you what I did. So
let me present Tyler B's
fuck!
tight end fantasy picks.
Wow. Wow.
All right, Tyler, I'm gonna let you
we'll
go.
We'll go through phases, Kory.
So, starting at number 5, Tyler, you ready?
Yeah, let's do it. Yep, George Kittle. Picked him because of I picked a lot of stuff from last year. And this man right here, 1,020 yards with a 60% success rate. That man is getting hold. It's one of the second highest success rates in the tight ends with the most yards. So he's getting it, and he's getting the ball, and he's running he's taking that ball downfield. So he's a great pick.
At number 4,
Evan Ingram. Right here, 963 yards, 53.1% success rate. We're also talking about Jacksonville that was very dangerous last year up until some injuries, and they started slowly falling apart towards the end of the year. So imagine if we're not having some injuries and how much more those could have been.
At number 3. Oh, sorry.
Number 3, David. I am not going to pronounce that last name. Njoku. Thank you. I was, I'm respectful. All right. He was one that not as glamorous as the others when it comes to his stats. He got 882 yards, so he has the lowest out of my top 5, but with also a 43.9 success rate. But the Browns played very well. I think we're going to see more out of him coming up to the next year.
At number 2.
Number 2, Travis Kelce. I mean, for starters, it's on the Chiefs. They won the Super Bowl. He got 984 yards, second highest, with a 62% success rate. So we're talking about a winning team, Super Bowl winning team. We're talking about putting up these kind of numbers. He's going to get you points.
And your number 1 pick, Tyler, for tight end?
Number 1, Sam Laporta. Sam Laporta came in last year, and did he show up?
On fire.
On fire. 889 yards with a 55.8% success rate. Now, he came in and he showed up. And if I remember correctly, I could be wrong, but I believe he was close to number 1, if not number 1.
He was number 1.
He was the number 1 tight end last year. And looking through other projections, because I looked over a few projections, what people were talking about as well, he's still looking like to be a number 1 draft pick as a tight end. Like, not a number round pick, but when you go to pick your tight ends up, he's going to look at someone you want to pick up first.
Yeah, I can see that. I can absolutely see it. He had a phenomenally...
I know. It helped me win the regular season.
And then lose in the playoffs. You still were trash can.
I'm as good as Dak. Leave me alone, okay?
I was about to call you Dak. I think I'm going to call you Dak.
Who did he lose to, though?
Regular season demon.
I'm the regular season demon. What can I say? But those are, like I said, not specifically in that order, but those are my top 5 picks. What are you thinking, Kory?
Oh, no. It was just, Njoku's a phenomenal tight end. The only problem is,
me too.
He could have been better if he would have had Flacco earlier. And that's the only problem coming into this season for the Browns is who is the quarterback.
Isn't Watson going to quarterback this year so far? I mean, I know it's Watson, and at this point, we all know he's very talented, but nobody's high on this guy for good reason. For good reason. I'm not saying that's something that we just slapped him with something that that is undeserving.
And it's crazy. I was looking at it. Yeah. Laporta,
all the talent in the world.
Only tight end with double-figure touchdowns, and Kittle was like the only tight end to break 1,000 yards last year.
Yeah.
For as much tight end play as we see in the NFL.
Well, we got the draft coming up in a couple of weeks. At least our drafts. Stay tuned because we plan on recording our draft. So as we draft, you'll be able to follow some of these teams that we have. So, because we're all in the same league together.
You'll listen to us. You'll listen to us trash talk each other with who we pick, and then you can comment and trash us even more.
Yeah, saying why is Justin picking up a fucking defense on his number one pick?
I will be going live during the draft. I will be live on Twitch during the draft. So yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Nice.
Follow that.
Nice. So now we know who he's going to have in his queue.
Mm-hmm.
I will be logging in.
He's going to put that delay on.
I have a fucking notepad.
Old school.
All right. So let me go to Justin only because he's covering the quarterbacks and we covered quarterbacks last week. So let me save the running backs and wide receivers for last.
Well, I think I have a picture. I think I know what picture he going to use for him.
All right, but let me get Justin's quarterback picks.
He looked like he played Blue Mountain State, boy.
Hey, tell me that boy don't look good though. Tell me he don't look good. Tell me that boy don't look good. Justin, break me down with your quarterback list, starting with number 5, my brother.
All right, at number 5, man, we got Anthony Richardson, bro. Now, look,
you're gonna have to explain this one, sir.
Yes, listen. Let me explain, right? This was I didn't think you was gonna go reverse order for real. You know what I'm saying? So, but
I'm glad I did because you need to explain this right from jump. This almost made me send you back the text saying, "Are you serious?"
So I chose Anthony Richardson for a reason, right? Going into last season, when he started the season, he only played 4 games before he got hurt. The 4 games that he played, he had already passed for 577 yards, 3 TDs. He had 136 on the ground with 4 TDs on the ground. This man was going fantasy bananas the first 4 games. Imagine if he played the whole year.
Hold on, you said 577 for 4 games?
4 games.
That's 144 yards a game.
He didn't play 1 game, I think.
He played 4 games.
He played 4 games.
577 divided by 3. That's still 192. I throw for 192.
No. Well, I'm saying I'm looking at the TDs, bro.
I feel you. Okay.
I'm looking at TDs, but TDs matter.
Yes, they do, especially in fantasy points.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. This is fantasy. It's not no regular. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at fantasy points. Anthony Richardson was on the verge of having an amazing fantasy season.
Okay.
So that's the reason why I chose Anthony Richardson to look out for him a full healthy year. Hey man, I wouldn't mind drafting him in my fantasy. So
I tell you what, this should have been a sleeper pick then, because this guy might be the sleeper pick.
I'm giving y'all the gems.
Anthony Richardson like round 9.
Pick him up. I'm dropping jewels. Pick him up.
Okay,
you know
your number 4.
Man. Number 4, we're gonna have going with C.J. Stroud, man. C.J. Stroud, like I said, C.J. Stroud is not really a runner in my opinion, but he did have 4,100 yards and with 23 TDs, bro. The boy is accurate as hell. No, and he barely had. I didn't write down his interception ratio. But like we said, he went almost over. What was it, Kory? 200
for
completions without an interception.
Something like that. He was going crazy.
I'll give you the exact stat right now.
He threw 5 interceptions.
He had 5 interceptions all year long.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, y'all.
And he definitely was in a throw first offense.
Yeah, he's in a throw first offense. This is a starting quarterback right here in fantasy football. So
I think a couple of those weeks he threw for over 500 yards and had like 4 TDs.
This guy right here
tremendous.
will be a fantasy juggernaut throughout his career.
Question to you guys. Let me stop the list right now just for a second to ask you guys a question about CJ Stroud. Do you think that it might benefit for some to use him up for round 1 or round 2, which typically quarterbacks don't usually go round 1 and 2 anymore?
If he's there round 3, I'll take him. Round 2, no. It depends on what league you in, though. Hold on. It depends what kind of league you in. Because if you in a PPR league,
Like ours.
We going like ours. I'm going receiver, running back.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in a standard league, he's round 1.
So yeah, the only way I would take him or take a quarterback in round 1 or 2 in a PPR league is if they're heavy on the rush, like Lamar, he can rush and throw. Anthony Richardson, he can rush and throw. That means they're going to get touchdowns themselves,
Yeah.
and that's going to get you points. Like if you had Michael Vick, that boy's a top 10 pick.
Yeah. Well, you do have Michael Vick. He plays for the Baltimore Ravens. He's just reincarnated. You know,
I don't think
but
he's gonna
okay.
run that
I'm sorry to interrupt your list, Justin. I just wanted to ask if he was worth a top 2
It depends
round
on what
pick.
league you're in, man.
Mm-hmm.
I gotcha. Okay, at number 3, Justin.
All right, all right, number 3, we got the Michael Vick reincarnation.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Right there, number 3. He had 24 TDs in the air last year with over 3,600 yards. He had 5 on the ground, 5 TDs on the ground with 821 on the ground as well. Total, the Baltimore Ravens complete team, that's including defense, had a total of 55 touchdowns last year. Lamar Jackson had well over 50%. You know what I'm saying? These are the quarterbacks you want to look for. You want to look at the quarterbacks who score touchdowns. This is what you look for in fantasies. Touchdowns matter. That's what wins you game. That's what wins you fantasy matchups. You know what I'm saying? So my next three quarterbacks will have over 50% of the total touchdowns their team scores in all games all year long. So Lamar Jackson, being a dual threat that he is, yards matter, rushing yards, passing yards, touchdowns. He does it all. He's the Baltimore Ravens. Without him, they ain't Baltimore. Number 2. Going Jalen Hurts, man. Now listen, Jalen Hurts.
Ooh.
Nobody likes him as a leader. He is not a great leader, but he does put up fantasy points. You know what I'm saying? He is a dual threat quarterback. He had 23 touchdowns in the air last year, 15 touchdowns on the ground, almost 3,900 yards in the air, with 605 yards on the ground. Like I said, the Eagles had a total of 49 touchdowns, including defense as well. So 49 touchdowns total. He had he had about 38. It's well over 50%. So Jalen Hurts is a fantasy juggernaut as well, man. He will get you everything. And when the pocket collapses, he has no problem scrambling and getting them yards.
All right.
And number 1.
Josh Allen.
Number 1.
My boy. Number 1 ranking quarterback last year for fantasy football. My quarterback last year in fantasy football. 29 TDs in the air, 15 TDs on the ground, 43 passing yards. Buffalo Bills had a total of 54 touchdowns all year long between the defense and the offense. And alone, Josh Allen by himself had 43. This man is the Buffalo Bills. He is the offense. He is the reason why they made the playoffs. He is the reason why they won the division title. Please be smart and be Josh Allen, man. Number 1.
He did have 18 picks, but
I don't care about the picks, man.
The Jalen Hurts thing, didn't they just ban the tush push going into this season? I thought they were getting rid of it.
Nope.
No?
Or they haven't actually banned it yet.
No, they allowed it for this year. Okay. They're probably going to ban it next year, but this year is still allowed.
Okay. So he should be all right.
But you know what? They don't have Kelsey. I don't think the tush push is going to be much of a thing without him. I think he is the tush push.
I mean, yes, and I feel like the push from the back, the push from the back of the quarterback matter. They did get a bigger running back than they did last year. Miles Sanders is like the size of probably Kory. You know what I'm saying? So you got the size of.
They had DeAndre Swift last year.
You got
he's pretty small.
now.
Yeah, you got Saquon. Saquon's his thighs alone are probably the size of your waist, Kory. I mean, the guy's a monster. He really is.
You know what I'm saying? So because of that, I think that kind of accumulates for Kelsey being in front. I get it's still in front, but with Saquon push you from the back, man, you gonna get someone.
Yo.
Pause.
Pause. Yeah.
Pause. That did sound. You know what? That was the very first justified Ayo from Kory in about 6 months, but that was a justified one.
Cam
But yeah, man,
Jurgens.
I like my quarterback rankings. I gave y'all a couple gems, so take notes.
Cam
Okay.
Jurgens is
I
replacing Kels.
I made it to the Super Bowl like 2 years in a row. Just, you know what I'm saying? Just take some notes from me, man.
I got you. But Kory, obviously, if you are paying attention, you notice that there's only one member here left, but 2 members. Kory's going to do he's going to cover Moe for us. Moe, he did send his list to Kory. I have ready for here. So are you ready for Moe's stuff? Moe's covering the running backs.
I guess.
I can't wait for these notes.
What notes?
There ain't no notes, man.
That's my point.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on up.
Moving on up.
Well, let's give it a go. Let's see what he's got.
Yeah, Mo's gonna hate me after putting this picture of him up. Mo, why are you wearing dunks?
The toxic panda dunks that women wear.
Yeah, do better. Do better. Okay.
Mo, go ahead and drop in the comments how much you hate Anthony.
Yeah, do better than this, man. Come on now. Go do better. Okay. All right. But all right, Kory, take it over for me, man. At number 5.
Hit the button. Let's see. Breece Hall. I do see this kid being a top back coming into this season with the help of Aaron Rodgers and his emergence. Last year, he was ranked number 2. He had 994 yards and 5 touchdowns. He averaged his total fantasy numbers was 290 with 17.1 per game coming in. So yeah, I could see that.
That can go up if he has some good quarterback play, because remember, he was playing with Zach Wilson last year. I think he got a slight upgrade in Aaron Rodgers. I'm just saying. At number 4, Kory.
Saquon Barkley. There really isn't much to say. The Philadelphia Eagles have a pass game, and now that's going to open up the run game. And we all know Saquon is a beast on the field. And I think it's going to take a lot more pressure off him. He's going to be able to stay healthy. He's going to come back to form, and he's going to put up points on the board. It was the missing aspect last year for the Philly offense. So look for Saquon to be the man on that offense, I feel.
But just for the record, he better stay his ass southwest of New York. You do not go to the ops. He went from the Giants to the Eagles.
Yeah.
Don't
after
go to
the Giants
ops.
tried to kill him in one game.
Well, that's we ain't talking about that, Kory. At number 3.
Okay. Bijan Robinson. Mo is very high on this kid. They got a new offensive coordinator. So let's look forward, and a new head coach at that. Let's look forward to seeing them.
And a new quarterback.
Oh, yeah,
they
that's
got
right.
A complete brand new
Money
offense.
Cousins. But I do see the Atlanta Falcons using this kid properly last season. When they did use him, he was phenomenal. I don't know why they went away from him. They could have won more games with him as their primary focus. But he will be a top 5 back this season.
For y'all at home, just so you know, Mo drafted with the number 1 pick in our fantasy league last year. Mo drafted Bijan Robinson. And we smoked him about it. Well, then we saw how good the player was, but then they stopped using him. And he ended up having a terrible fantasy year. So just want to throw that out there.
Bijan finished number 9 in fantasy.
I know, but we still smoked him. We smoked him. All right, at number 2.
Number 2.
Go
to number 1.
You know he was going.
Go to number 1. Go to number 1. We not talking
Actually, this is not a bad pick. It's really not a bad pick. He is a dual threat running back.
He was number 3.
It's a little biased, but it's not a bad pick.
He was number 3 in overall running backs last season. He had 1,008 yards, 11 touchdowns, 1 receiving touchdown. He averaged 16.6 per game. So he was the 3rd ranked highest running back. This is going to be the missing piece for the Jacksonville Jaguars is going to be their wide receiver play, because you had Evan Ingram, who I think was the 2nd best tight end last year fantasy, and ETN being number 3. So it means they're just missing some wide receivers out there to catch the ball and make some big plays to help out. And Trevor just stay healthy. This team looks very good. They do look like a good team. I hate that I have
And
to
that
say
hurt Kory to say that shit. You know
Yeah.
that? It really hurt Kory to say that. He had the damn. He's feeling some sort of pain right now. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
At number 1.
There really isn't much to say. This guy's a fantasy demon every year.
Monster.
Every
Yes,
year.
he is.
Every year.
He's
There's
a monster.
nothing to say. He had 14 rushing touchdowns, 7 receiving touchdowns. The guy had over 2,000 yards combined. He would be my pick. If I had number 1 pick, that's it. I'm just letting y'all know.
I think
if
most people agree with you on that.
I'm picking CMC.
I think most people would agree with you. I mean, if you had the number 1 pick this year, who you'd pick, it's going to be subjective because we said this last year when Moe did get the number 1 pick in our league, and he shocked us all with the Bijan Robinson. Everybody was expecting James Conner because he was super high on everybody's list last season, and then he got hurt. Like there was some guys that were on the list like Kamara, and they all sucked. I mean, to Mo's credit, the pick that he picked was the best running back of the top few, other than McCaffrey. McCaffrey had a monster year.
He felt,
and I want to thank Mo for that, as I was number 2 in that draft pick, and I snagged up Christian McCaffrey.
Yep.
So I want to thank Mo for that.
Well, he did say he felt he was the back he wanted, and he felt like by the time it came back to him, he wouldn't be there. So that's why he snagged him up.
It's a good move. It was a good move.
It worked.
I mean, it was a better move to pick up
It was a
McCaffrey
good
with the number
move.
2.
But say it was a good move because it was unforeseen what they were going to do. So
yeah. All right. So if you're paying attention, wide receivers are last, and Kory was covering that. So that's Kory himself who's going to be taking care of the wide receivers.
Let's see this picture.
See, that's
this from?
Why would you think I would dog Kory like that? I ain't
Because
gonna
you
dog
do all
Kory.
the time.
You dogged all of us, and you dogged him more.
Stop dapping my brother. Look right here.
All right.
Dapping my brother. Look. Don't he look like he about to steal your woman? Jesus Christ, man! Don't let him next to your wife.
The best thing to
like he about to read a scripture.
No, the best comment I got is I look like a crooked politician. So I'll take.
Oh,
I bet
shit.
It looks, dude. I was about to say you look like you're about to apologize to the public.
Oh
for
my
a
God,
sexting
Kory,
scandal.
are you running? Are you running? Because you might get my vote. Oh my God.
This is a man that got caught cheating on his wife, and he's apologizing to the public.
He's behind the podium.
Yeah.
You almost look like Ghost from Power.
Oh my! Without the hair.
Without the hair. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
Where the hell did you steal this from, man?
Oh, don't worry about it. I got my little,
I think
got my
he's got
tricks.
like an arsenal of pictures.
I'm deleting my Facebook is what I'm doing.
Right? We all need to shut down our social media. Well,
all right, so Kory, ready for your list? At number 5, man.
Number 5, the 6'5", 30-year-old from Texas A&M is a must grab. Mike Evans puts up over 200 fantasy points every year since he's been in the league. They're going into his 11th season. Last season, he averaged 208. He gave you 282 points. The guy is just phenomenal. It doesn't matter what quarterback is back there. He's going to get the ball. He's sure-handed every year, over 1,000 yards. Last year, he had 1,255 along with Baker and 13 touchdowns. He's a target who produces on the field, and with Baker, he's going to be his number 1 again. Now, this
At
one, number 4 is a little iffy, but I see nothing but potential because of his quarterback.
I don't think it's that iffy.
Garrett Wilson's had 2 seasons in the NFL with Zach Wilson as his quarterback. Last year, he put up over 1,000 yards again. He suffered on the touchdowns. He gave 213 points last year. He's hungry. He's from Ohio State, which is a good quality college. But he has Mr. Aaron Rodgers throwing him the ball. And Aaron Rodgers is looking to prove a point, and Garrett Wilson is going to be his hammer. this season.
Facts. Okay, at number 3.
Justin's boy, Mr. Puka Nacua. 298 points last year. A 5th-round pick out of BYU. He shocked us all coming out of nowhere. We couldn't even pronounce his name for 4 weeks or 5 weeks. I think Justin was the one who went and learned the pronunciation and brought it to us all. He has
But he don't get
great
no buns.
separation.
He's from BYU. I mean, Mo's not here. Mo would tell me everybody from BYU don't get no buns. But go ahead.
He has the ability to separate from the defender. He has good speed. He has good hands. He amassed 105 catches last season with almost 1,500 yards with 6 touchdowns. He's Matthew Stafford's new guy, and we all know Matthew Stafford is a gunslinger. So look for Puka to continue on this trend, and I won't be surprised if he has 1,600 or 1,700 yards next year.
Oh, snap. It's funny. That's funny.
Why? Oh, boy.
We are being welcomed and blessed toward the end of the show, if nothing else, with the presence of Mr. Moe. Hold on one second. We're going to have to interrupt this list just so we can get
yeah! Hollywood Moe, what's up, baby?
You motherfuckers.
You don't even know what we did yet.
Oh, yeah, you're gonna love this episode.
There's a lot of shit talking going on.
I'm just saying I'm going to be wearing a vest for the next week.
Yep.
No. I'm not going to get you when you expect it. I'm going to get you when you don't.
I'm just saying you didn't even see the photos that we put up.
All right. Okay. All right. Got you.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Mo. He got all of us except for Mo. I guess and Justin.
Gotcha.
Well, I'm glad you joined us, even if it was for the end of the show. But we were talking about the wide receiver picks. We're on the final one. We already went through your running back picks, but we're on the wide receiver picks for Mr. Kory. He was up to number 4, correct? Number 2.
We got to get to number 2.
So I got a question. Was my running back picks not obvious?
No, they were pretty good.
They were pretty good.
If you want points,
yeah, points. Yeah, we said that because your points. I mean, we almost skipped over your number 2 because it was Travis Etienne, but then we looked at the points and it makes absolute sense.
Absolutely. Thank you. That wasn't just because I love the Jags.
All right, so Kory, are you ready so you can finish your wide receivers here?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So at number 2.
So my 1 and 2 are interchangeable. Last season, CeeDee Lamb finished as the number 1 receiver in the whole league in PPR, with finishing with 403 points. He proved last season to members on our podcast and the world that he is a true number 1.
Wow. Dig at Mo.
His production has increased every year since joining the NFL. Last season, he had 135 receptions, which he was number 2 in. He had 1,749 yards when he was 3rd on the list, but he had 12 touchdowns. Earlier in the show, we talked about the contract disputes, and if anybody knows anything about contracts, when players are in the final season of their contracts, they do one thing, and they ball out. Look for Dak Prescott to be feeding this man continuously and consistently through next season. So Dak's numbers are going to be high, and CeeDee's numbers are going to be stupid high again. But I think he's going to finish number 1 again this season coming up.
All right. And at number 1?
And at number 1, the speed demon himself, Mr. Tyreek Hill, finishing off with 376 points. The man was on his way to breaking 2,000 yards last season. He's a true number one. He had 119 catches, 1,799 yards with 13 touchdowns. I don't expect him to repeat this season with that many yards, but I do expect him to keep up the touchdowns and at that rate. This is the second time he's hit over 1,700 yards in a season. He's a generational talent with God-given speed, and he is a must-grab early.
That's a good list. Hey Mo, what you think of that photo with the politician here, man? Let me put it up again so you can see it.
First off, that tie is stupid. But no, man. Hey, I just wanted to pop in because I never want to miss a pod.
No doubt.
What you mean by that?
That's what I mean by that, freaky boy.
Hey Mo, we do have a question for you though.
What's up?
Why you wearing dunks, bro?
Yeah. Why you wearing the toxic pandas?
My panda dunks.
I'm moving on up, man. Moving on up.
Because they fresh as hell. But since y'all want to do that, or you know what? You
got to show
next. No. I see what been happening while I wasn't on this goddamn show.
No. You got to see everybody else's pictures. You got to see. Wait.
Yeah, trust me, mine.
You know what? We got to do this for Mo. We got to run through. We got to run through real quick because
mine ain't good. I was going through a phase. I had a mohawk phase, so yeah. There's Anthony.
This is me doing my thing, showing off. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Okay, Damian Priest. Okay.
I'll take it. That's a compliment. I'll take it.
Okay.
And of course, you had Justin showing his colors from his youth.
Blue Valley State, baby, all the way.
All right.
Bad Castle.
All right.
You're lucky I didn't bring any baby pictures of the boy out, man.
Okay, Sewell. Okay.
That's what I worry about.
Oh, you better worry, sir. I got a lot of baby pictures of you.
Really?
But I'm glad you could join us, even if it was for the end of the show, Mo.
Yes.
It's not the same without you.
No, it isn't. It isn't. Gentlemen, let me get you guys to tie it up. Next week, we will be talking about who to avoid. This week, we gave you who to pick. We want to make sure that your teams are right. But you know what? It's not even who to avoid. It's more of who not to grab in the first beginning of the rounds, because there are players that they're absolutely worth having if it's round 8, round 9, round 10. Don't make that mistake and draft them in the first 3 rounds, though, because we will smoke you. But
and don't let people judge you for what you draft in the first round.
Exactly.
We talked about that too. We gave you.
Yeah, we talked about you drafting Bajan and your boy.
And I appreciate the fact that you did.
With Christian.
I'm glad you grabbed him first. I appreciate it.
So with that said, gentlemen, your final words going around the horn. We'll start with Justin.
Yeah, man. Yeah, great show, man. We'll be back next week with who to take in the later rounds. Other than that, I don't really got much, man. Boogie_CTV on Twitch TV, man. Go ahead, drop that follow. You know what I'm saying? Drop that follow. And yeah, man, we game over there weekly. There'll be no gaming today Saturday because it's SummerSlam, baby. So GG, man. I'll be back tomorrow, man.
You gonna stream while you're watching?
No, I'll be straight.
He's straight watching.
In tune, bro.
All right, Mr. Kory, Freaky Man.
Like, comment, subscribe, share. Please turn on that notification bell and please comment. Please comment something crazy for Mo. Please, I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it. Let's go, Cody. Let's go, Drew. You know, it's SummerSlam, baby. It's SummerSlam. You know what? Let's go live. I want to see the story play out, because here's where Rhea's going to get her heart broken. They all jumped off that quick.
Tyler.
Everyone, like, share, subscribe, do all of that. Please leave the comments, especially right now. Leave the comments in there, because Mo's watching. I know he's watching because I'm watching, and I'm watching him clap back. So Get your comments in there. Try to prove Mo wrong. You're not, but go ahead and try. Give your best shot. Leave your comments. And then hit that like button. Just hit the like button. Because we're getting a lot of views, not getting a lot of likes. Guys, if you're watching, just hit the little like button. Get it over with.
Yeah, share it with everybody.
Exactly. Share. I appreciate all of you. Like, share, subscribe, and Boogie_CTV. Follow him. Because he's putting content out there that's going to blow your minds.
Why Mo
And
look
Mo,
like a
since you
drug
joined
dealer?
us right at the end, Mo, do you want to say something to everybody out there since you joined us right at the end of the podcast? Well, he's going to talk to us in a minute after he's done talking to somebody else.
I'm back. Hey. What'd you say?
Party
you want to
words.
say something to the people out there, you know, because you came on for a reason.
Like, comment, subscribe, share, do all of that. Don't mind me right now. You see this cup. But Front of the Hill Podcast, we here, man. Preseason about to start. You saw the Hall of Fame game. It was stupid. It was dumb. It was horrible. You know, but tune in. And tune in to Boogie_CTV on Twitch. My dog come correct. You know what I'm saying? Freaky man.
Oh, his audio dropped out.
You planned that shit, didn't you, Kory? Kory planned that shit.
No audio dropped.
What's up?
Your audio dropped.
Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
As soon as you said Freaky Man
has the OnlyFans, and he just don't want to tell y'all about it. But he likes to play with fat women's feet on that OnlyFans. So all y'all have to do is subscribe to it. All right, I'm out of here.
No, stay for a second. You wanna, say things.
Come on, guys, gotta wrap this up. I gotta go.
Yeah. You know, I gotta go edit this shit.
Pick it up next week, boys. Pick up the argument next week.
Next week we'll be back with more picks and also some of the rookies that will be sleepers for you guys. Tune in to catch those rookie sleepers. All right. Anyway, thanks you for everybody for joining, and thank you for everyone for watching. And as always, let's keep it football and let's keep it from the hip.